My name is Caleb Chung, and I am a rising sophomore at Durham School of the Arts in Durham, North Carolina. I am a third generation Korean American. All four of my grandparents immigrated to the United States from South Korea in the late 1960s and early 1970s, where they then got married and began families. This is also where my younger brother and I were born. I'm growing up in what is considered one of the most ethnically diverse major communities in the state. This means that roughly 50% are white and 50% are Black, Latinx, Asian, and Indigenous. However, Asian Americans comprise only 6% of that part of the population. Although our family has never shied away from talking about race and our cultural heritage, I never really thought about those two aspects setting me apart from others. Now, as a 15-year-old growing up in the South after the pandemic, my eyes have opened. I've learned through books, media, conversations with friends and family, and unfortunately, through firsthand experience, that racism and racial inequalities continue to be rampant in this country. Reflecting on my heritage, I look to my grandparents and see proud Korean immigrants who left their homeland to build a new life in America. Their proud accents, distinct mannerisms, comforting foods, hairstyles, and home decor serve as a testament to their commitment to preserving their cultural identity. For the past 50 plus years, they have found ways to adapt to living in the US while preserving their heritage for themselves, their children, and future descendants. Their journey not only created a sense of belonging for themselves, but also fostered connections with other immigrants, forging a path for survival in a land where they were minorities. My parents, second generation Korean Americans, experienced a different struggle. They tell me that growing up in the US during the 1980s and 1990s was complicated. Having to attend a Korean immigrant church where they had to participate in Korean school, eat Korean food almost every night, and even visit relatives they hardly knew in Korea from time to time felt imposed on them, as if they had no say in the matter. They felt a strong pull to assimilate into the white dominant culture in order to be accepted by their peers who had subscribed to the model minority myth. While they felt most comfortable among their Korean American friends at school and in church, they struggled to be their wholer selves in other spaces. It has only been within the past decade that my parents are now freely and longingly finding ways to reconnect with their heritage. This journey of rediscovery has allowed them to reclaim their authentic selves and find a sense of belonging in both the Korean American community and in the wider American society. Through their experiences, I've witnessed the complexity and challenges faced by second generation immigrants. Their stories have inspired me to celebrate and embrace my own cultural heritage, of self-discovery as a third generation Korean American. Growing up in Durham, ethnic diversity, I found myself attending public schools that were predominantly white. My parents, incredibly cognizant of this fact and knowing how it affected them as children, regularly sought ways to connect with other Korean American families in the area. When I was younger, I didn't really think much of these interactions, but I continued to learn about heritage about a teenager about to visit Korea for the first time. And I have come to realize its importance as I form my identity. In contrast, who leaned into their culture to survive, my parents who leaned away from it to fit in with the world around them, I feel very privileged because I have the freedom to choose the extent to which I embrace my Korean American identity. Previous generations and earlier did not have that luxury. While I do not actively and exclusively seek out all things Korean, I enjoy and appreciate certain aspects of my Korean Americanness and carry them with pride. I have access to books, music, and media created by or featuring Koreans and Korean Americans. I can drive 5 minutes to a Korean owned restaurant and 30 minutes to an H Mart, places that did not exist in this area just 5 years ago. I can really enjoy my culture, a fusion of both Korean and American. Even if someone were to bully me because of my ethnicity, I feel emboldened to continue to be who I am. I want to be treated equally, but remain my distinct self. To connect connected with my culture, I engage in various activities that celebrate my Korean heritage. I enthusiastically participate in the celebration of traditional holidays such as Lunar New Year, Children's Day, and Chuseok or Fall Harvest, which strengthen my connection to my roots. Exploring and learning how to cook traditional Korean food allows me to appreciate the flavors and customs that have been passed down through generations. I eagerly embrace the language by learning words and phrases in Korean, enabling me to communicate my Korean heritage on a deeper level. Through shared experiences with my family, we watch Korean dramas and movies, immersing ourselves in the storytelling and cultural nuances they offer. Wearing traditional costumes and modern clothing as my Korean heritage is another way I proudly display my cultural identity, both honoring the past and embracing the present. And finally, the most exciting step in my journey of cultural exploration awaits me this summer as I embark on my first visit to Korea. This immersive experience promises to deepen my understanding of my heritage, allowing me to connect with my roots in a profound and tangible way. My hope is that any teenager like me who is trying to figure out who they are can find opportunities to explore in their own culture on their own terms. How they go about doing so and to what extent should be their decision, not forced in order to survive or compelled to assimilate in order to blend in with a dominant culture. Developing one's identity is a long journey, and there's no right or wrong way to go about it.